Okay, thanks everybody for joining me. My name is Marty M. Fahncke, and this is Midweek Momentum, the final edition, 7 Reasons You Should Be Doing Webinars for Your Business. I'm recording today's session for a couple of reasons. One is that several people emailed me this week knowing this was the last Midweek Momentum, and they were very disappointed they couldn't be on the line. And they begged me to record it and send them the link to the recording. So for them, I'm doing that. I probably will not make this, well, no, I'll make it public so anybody can see it because the content is relevant. So I guess I'm recording for a couple of reasons. One is to help those who couldn't be here today and really wanted to be, and two is to help anybody who's thinking about doing webinars for their business to get some great ideas of why they possibly should be. So today we're going to talk about 7 reasons you should be doing webinars for your business. Now, the Midweek Momentum webinar started exactly 18 months ago on March 10th of last year, 2011, was the very first webinar that I did. And it was an idea that came to me really because I wanted to save some time in dealing with a whole lot of phone calls and emails I was getting every week for people asking for, a quick question. And it was also selfishly to, generate some business. So that was my initial idea. It wasn't, I didn't have 27 reasons why I should do it. I just had really basically those 2. But I learned some things over the last year and a half, and some benefits arose that I was not expecting. So I wanted to share some of those with you. And if you are thinking about maybe doing a webinar series for your business, this will give you some ideas on why to do it. Or maybe you need to sell the idea to your boss. This would be an opportunity to play this video for them, and hopefully some of the points will prove that this is a great idea for a business. So the number one reason to do a webinar for your business is to generate leads. And that was one of the reasons that I did this from the beginning, was I thought, well, I'll have a way of promoting the webinars, getting out there, posting things to Facebook, getting people to sign up. They'll come to the webinars, they'll learn a little bit about me, about my business, etc., and they will come and become clients. And that has proven to be effective. So if you need more leads in your business, you need more people calling you up to possibly do business with you, emailing you, etc., then doing a webinar is a really great way to generate leads. You can do press releases about upcoming special guests. You can do email marketing, search engine marketing, social media marketing, etc., to drive people to your landing page, sign up for your webinars. That puts them on your mailing list. That's a lead right there. If they come on the webinars and they learn more about you and then they contact you to possibly do business with you, obviously that's a really, really hot lead. So that's the number one reason. Definitely makes sense. That was one of the reasons I started out, and it worked. 2 is to make your time more efficient. Now, a lot of people haven't thought of this reason, but it was one of my core reasons for starting out. I actually blogged about this a year and a half ago, and if you want to copy that blog, feel free to email me, and I'll send you a link to it. But what was happening with me was I had people emailing, calling, posting to Facebook, all sorts of things, and they needed a quick question answered, or they just wanted to brainstorm, or they had an idea they wanted to go over with me. I get people all the time, like every week, can I buy you a cup of coffee, or can I buy you lunch? The problem is I live in the middle of nowhere. Some of you may know I live out on in the farm country of Kansas, and I'm basically 45 minutes from town, Kansas City. And so if somebody wants to have a cup of coffee with me, it means I've got to get up, shower, get dressed, drive to town, it's 45 minutes, have a cup of coffee with them, turn around, drive back, another 45 minutes. By the time it's all done, it's like a 4-hour endeavor to go have a cup of coffee with somebody. And I charge a lot per hour, and if people paid me for that time, it wouldn't really be worth it for anybody. So I was trying to figure out a way to make my time efficient. And even if it was on the phone, people say, oh, I just need 5 minutes, I just need 10 minutes. Well, people don't just need 5 minutes or 10 minutes. They need 20 or 30. So I was trying to figure out how can I leverage my time so that I can be available to help people who have a quick question, but do it in a way that doesn't use up all my time on the phone just answering quick questions. And the webinar was the idea that I came up with to do that. Now, this has been not as effective as I thought it would be. It's still been effective, and I've had a lot of people who've emailed me and, hey, can I pick your brain? And I say, well, yeah, sure, join me on the webinar on Wednesday. And it has happened. It hasn't happened as strongly as I thought it would. I thought I'd have a lot more questions during the webinars, and some of them we've had more questions than I can answer, and others we've had very few questions. And so that's been a little interesting to see how that's gone. Overall, though, it has made my time more efficient. It has made me more available to people that I want to be available to, and I think people have been served by that based on the emails and comments that I get of people who say that I've helped them and been available to them. So making time more efficient has been there. Number 3, increase stature, awareness, and personal brand. Without question, that has been a big benefit, and I did not really count on that as a benefit when I started out. But since I started doing the webinar, I've had a lot more publicity opportunities from like radio programs, newspapers have contacted me, other people, because they see that you are indeed an expert. You know what you're talking about. They know that you're articulate because they can hear recordings of you or hear you live. Media outlets and editors, etc., are always worried about that. Can this person even carry a sentence? So doing the webinars has really helped that happen. So if you're looking to increase your personal brand or increase your awareness in a business sector, definitely consider doing a webinar. If you want to become known as an authority or an expert in your niche, a webinar is a great way to do that. All right, next, create content to repurpose. Now, you may or may not be familiar with the concept of repurposing, but essentially repurposing is doing something once and then creating something once and then using it in a lot of different ways. So in this case, I create the first thing I'm doing is I'm talking to you live. So purpose number 1 is a live interaction with an audience. So you're listening to me live right now, those of you who are here live. We can interact, you can ask me questions, etc. But when the webinar is done, I then can turn this webinar into a video. That video can be repurposed and posted on YouTube and across social networks and emailed out as well. I then take that video and I have it transcribed. And the transcription can be turned into blog posts, and it can be turned into articles, and it can be turned even into an ebook. If any of you have read my ebook about the power of the mastermind, that mastermind ebook came from a Midweek Momentum webinar that I did about a year ago. So I took it as a webinar, I then moved it to a video. The video proved to be quite popular. I made that a blog post. The blog post got good traction, so I turned it into an ebook that now almost 1,500 people have downloaded and read. Well, 1,500 people have downloaded. I don't know how many read it. That's repurposing. So I did something one time, spent 30 minutes doing it, and now it's gone on to live in several different formats and create benefit for me to a number of different audiences in a number of different venues. So webinars are great for doing that as well. All right, number 5, reason to do a webinar is to strengthen relationships. This part I was not expecting when I started out, and it's been probably my number 1 most enjoyable benefit of doing webinars, and that is that the relationships that I have built with you who are listening in the audience has been amazing. And some of you I've known very well over the years. Others of you I didn't know that well starting out, but I've gotten to know you better, and you've gotten to know me better. I've had a lot of business referrals. I've had new clients. I've had new friends come directly as a result of Midweek Momentum. So, people who come on every Wednesday, listen to me. Kirk, I'm going to give a shout out to you. I can see you're on the line. Kirk and his wife, Larea, they schedule their lunch around Midweek Momentum. So every Wednesday they get their lunches, they sit down at their desk, and they sit there and have lunch with Marty. And that's just really, really cool to hear stories like that. And my relationship with all of you has become stronger, and I was not anticipating that. So I'm really excited about that. So if you're looking to create better relationships, better networking, and heck, make more friends, a webinar is definitely something to take a look at. All right, number 6 is to help others. This, again, was one of the main reasons that I started Midweek Momentum to begin with. When I very first started my company in 1999, that was 13 years ago, yes, I'm getting old, my intention was to help entrepreneurs and new business owners and inventors to bring their products or services or businesses to the marketplace successfully. Unfortunately, what I found out after a short period of time was that the people who I most wanted to help generally couldn't afford me. They're usually struggling entrepreneurs. They don't have big consulting or marketing budgets. And so the people I wanted to help the most were the ones that could least afford me. And then I went off and started doing lots of big projects for lots of big companies that have huge budgets. And it was always really nagged at me that I didn't have good ways to help those entrepreneurial, small businesses that I really had a passion and a heart to serve, but I didn't have a way to do that. And Midweek Momentum allowed me to do that. So if you have an audience that maybe can't afford you one-to-one, but could afford you in a group setting or maybe kind of a sample type of a setting, and you can help them, webinar is definitely one option to explore to help them, because that's really been wonderful for me. I've helped so many people. Just the wonderful feedback I get from the comments during the sessions, from the emails I get after the sessions, everything. It's really been excellent. So if you want to help others, consider doing a webinar to serve your audience. Number 7 is to close deals. This is another one I was not expecting to be a benefit when I started the webinar. I knew that it would be a good lead generator. I thought, well, people will get to know me, and then I'll generate some new business out of it. That's great, and that's worked out. But I was not expecting webinars to close deals. And here's how it's worked out over the last year and a half. I'll have a person who will refer a prospect to me, which is my #1 source of new business is referrals. And I'll get to know them. I'll find out what they need. We might have a conversation or maybe 2 conversations as we're exploring the potential of working together. And then I invite them to join me on Midweek Momentum. And I say, hey, listen, why don't you just jump on the line on Wednesday, and let's just get a sense of some of the things that I talk about. I have noticed that within 2 weeks, 2 sessions of Midweek Momentum, the vast majority of those people come back and become clients. And they've told me that it's because they heard me speak. They know that I have a lot of expertise. They know that I have a true heart for serving others. They know that I've got a platform and a strong networking ability to help their business, etc. And so it has resulted in closing business. And again, I was not expecting that, but I'm really, really glad that it has happened, because closing new business is always fun. Okay, so I promised you 7 reasons to do a webinar for your business, and I have one more bonus reason, and that is because it's fun. I cannot tell you how much fun I have doing these webinars with you guys. I mean, it's energetic. The questions that come in can be crazy and off the wall, and I love doing those. I love thinking on my feet. I love to be challenged. I love problem solving. That's my idea of a good time. I know, I'm crazy. I'm probably a nerd that way. Yes, I know some of you are smiling when I call myself a nerd, but that's what I love. I love stuff like that, brainstorming and coaching and all those good things. And so for me, doing these webinars has been just a total blast for the last year and a half. And again, I've really had fun doing it, and I hope you've had fun as well. So there you have it, 7 reasons why you should be doing a webinar for your business. I'm going to sign off by saying thank you again for everybody that has supported Midweek Momentum over the past year and a half. Please feel free to reach out to me on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/MartyGrowsYourBusiness, facebook.com/MartyGrowsYourBusiness. Or you can email me. You should all have my email address, or you wouldn't be here if you didn't get emails from me. And I'll still be around. I'm just going to be very, very deep into a couple of major projects I'm really excited about, and I'll be able to share more about with later on. My name is Marty M. Fahncke, and I have been your host for the last 18 months for Midweek Momentum, and thank you again